Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got some absolutely explosive news about Prince Harry that's sending shockwaves through both Buckingham Palace and Montecito. The Duke of Sussex is facing what might be his darkest hour yet as UK Parliament moves aggressively to strip him of his title, while the tax authorities have slapped him with an $800,000 bill due in just 3 days. And where's Meghan in all this chaos? Notably silent, and I'm going to tell you exactly why that silence speaks volumes. Now, I know you guys are excited for more bang, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, let's break down this royal catastrophe piece by piece. First, those rumors about Parliament stripping Harry of his titles. They're no longer just rumors. Members of Parliament have officially tabled the removal of titles bill, and they're naming Harry directly in debates. This isn't some symbolic gesture. This is legislative action with real teeth. Lawmakers are arguing that Harry has abandoned his royal duties, attacked the monarchy for profit, and continues to exploit his royal status while living his California lifestyle. The implications of this are absolutely devastating for Harry. Without the Duke of Sussex title, he becomes just Harry Windsor, another celebrity in a sea of celebrities. That title isn't just a fancy name, it's the cornerstone of his entire post-royal brand and identity. It's what makes him marketable to Netflix, publishers, and speaking engagements. Without it, his commercial value plummets overnight. But the title crisis is just half of Harry's nightmare. The UK tax authority, HMRC, has dropped a financial bombshell on his doorstep, demanding nearly $800,000 in overdue taxes tied to his UK-based income, royalties, and property. And here's the kicker. They've given him just 3 days to pay up. No special treatment, no royal exceptions, no extensions. Just pay up or face the consequences like any other taxpayer. Harry's response? Instead of quietly settling his tax bill, he's reportedly threatening to sue HMRC, claiming he's being unfairly targeted for political reasons. This move is nothing short of catastrophic. Legal experts are shaking their heads in disbelief because a lawsuit would open up Harry's finances to unprecedented scrutiny. Imagine HMRC's auditors getting full access to Archewell Foundation records, his Netflix contracts, his publishing deals. Every financial detail would be exposed in court. The prince who once lived with the protection of palace walls now faces the cold reality of life as a private citizen. The monarchy's shield is gone, and he's discovering just how harsh the real world can be when you're no longer protected by the institution you spent years criticizing. But perhaps the most telling aspect of this entire fiasco is Meghan Markle's conspicuous silence. The woman who has positioned herself as Harry's fiercest defender, his partner in all things, has not uttered a single word in support of her husband during this crisis. No joint statement, no public appearance by his side, no impassioned defense of her H, as she once called him. According to royal insiders, this silence is completely strategic. Meghan is reportedly distancing herself from Harry's financial and title troubles to protect her own brand. She's launching her lifestyle venture and can't afford to be tainted by association with tax scandals and parliamentary debates. For a woman who's built her identity around being a feminist ally and supportive wife, this calculated separation speaks volumes about where her true priorities lie. The contrast with Catherine, Princess of Wales, couldn't be more stark. Throughout her cancer treatment, William has been by her side every step of the way, prioritizing his family over everything else. Even in her illness, Catherine has shown more dignity and grace than Meghan has in her moment of triumph. While Catherine focuses on recovery and her family, Meghan appears focused solely on her brand and image, even at the expense of her struggling husband. This tax bill may just be the tip of the iceberg. Watchdog groups are reportedly circling Archewell, with whispers of questionable grants and underreported revenue streams. If Harry's lawsuit against HMRC moves forward, investigators will almost certainly dig deeper into Archewell's books. And that's the last thing Meghan wants. Because if those numbers don't add up, their entire humanitarian facade could collapse overnight. Netflix executives are also watching this unfold with growing concern. What was once celebrated as a $100 million golden ticket for the Sussexes is now looking like a risky investment. Their documentary series underperformed, their other projects have failed to materialize, and now, with Harry drowning in tax debt and potentially losing his title, Netflix sees the writing on the wall, as one executive was reportedly overheard saying, "The shine is gone. They're not worth the gamble anymore." Public opinion has shifted dramatically against Harry. Polls show overwhelming support, nearly 75%, for both stripping his titles and enforcing the tax bill. The narrative has permanently changed from wronged prince seeking freedom to entitled hypocrite who wants royal privilege without royal responsibility. Hashtags like pay your taxes, not a duke, and Sussex scam have been trending for days. In the past, the palace might have quietly intervened to clean up Harry's mess. Not anymore. King Charles and Prince William have made it crystal clear. Harry is on his own. One insider put it bluntly, he wanted independence. He has it. And now he has the bills too. For Harry, this must feel like the ultimate betrayal. But for the working royals who've continued their duties while being attacked in books, interviews, and documentaries, it's simply the natural consequence of Harry's choices. The saddest part of all this is watching Harry's transformation from the beloved, charming prince who created the Invictus Games into this bitter, isolated figure, clinging to titles he publicly rejected while fighting tax bills he legally owes. He left Britain claiming he wanted freedom from the constraints of royal life, but now he's discovering that freedom comes with accountability, something he seems woefully unprepared to accept. For years, Harry and Meghan have positioned themselves as victims of an outdated institution, rebels breaking free from oppressive traditions. But now we're seeing the reality. They wanted the prestige, platform, and privileges of royalty without any of the responsibility, duty, or scrutiny that comes with it. They wanted to monetize the very institution they claimed was harmful. They wanted to keep the titles while rejecting the traditions those titles represent. The hypocrisy is breathtaking. And now, as Parliament moves to strip away his dukedom and HMRC demands payment, Harry is learning the hard lesson that actions have consequences. The man who grew up in palaces with every advantage is now facing the reality that ordinary citizens face every day. Pay your taxes, fulfill your obligations, or face the consequences. Meghan's calculated distance during this crisis reveals the true nature of their partnership. When the spotlight is positive, when they're accepting awards or giving speeches about compassion, she's front and center. But when there's a tax bill to pay and titles at risk, suddenly Harry stands alone. It's a stunning reversal of the narrative they've tried to sell, that they're equal partners facing the world's challenges together. Meanwhile, the working royals continue with dignity and purpose. Catherine focusing on her health and family while maintaining her commitments when possible. William stepping up to support both his wife and the monarchy. King Charles battling cancer while fulfilling his constitutional duties. They don't complain, they don't explain, they simply serve, embodying the values of duty and sacrifice that Harry and Meghan have so thoroughly rejected. The contrast couldn't be clearer. On one side, working royals quietly serving despite personal challenges. On the other, Harry and Meghan constantly complaining about perceived slights while avoiding basic responsibilities like paying taxes. One approach earns respect, the other earns contempt. For Harry, this moment represents a critical crossroads. Will he finally accept accountability, pay what he owes, and reconcile himself to life without royal privilege? Or will he continue fighting, suing, and blaming others for problems largely of his own making? The path he chooses now will define not just his immediate future, but his entire legacy. The Duke of Sussex may soon be no more, replaced by just Harry Windsor, a man with no crown, no country, and dwindling credibility. The fairy tale of the prince who escaped for love has transformed into a cautionary tale about entitlement, hypocrisy, and the high price of burning bridges. What do you think about Parliament's move to strip Harry's titles? Should HMRC push for a full investigation into his finances and arch you well? Has Meghan shown her true colors by distancing herself during her husband's crisis? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. You know, I love hearing your takes on all the royal drama. And if you believe Harry should pay every cent and lose every title, Smash that like button so more people see the truth about the former prince's downfall. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Parliament's bill is moving fast, and I'll be right here keeping you updated on every shocking development in this royal meltdown. Until next time, thanks for watching, ta-ta, and bye for now.